Hi, it's Lyle from Made by Marley. I'm not doing furniture this week. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to make gifts for people for Christmas that they actually want. Keep watching. Okay, so this isn't a cooking show. I do have some water in an old pan that was going into the bin because the handle fell off. There's some water boiling in it. The first thing we need to do for the first thing I'm going to make is old candles. How many have you got bits in the bottoms of candles? I have so many of them, and one here that actually fell off a shelf and the glass broke, and there's a bit in that one. So what I'm going to do is I am going to place these in the warm water to melt the wax. Yeah, and they're just going to melt. I'm not going to make you endure watching all of this, but that's what's going to happen with these. In they go. And you're going to leave them until your wax is melted. While your wax is melting, this is a really nice gift. This is a gift that you want to, people to really enjoy. So what I bought this yesterday. This was £1 in my local charity shop. This was 50p, an old jelly mould. And this I already had in my stash. So I
haven't seen a jelly mould for years.
Well, it's
Can we keep it?
Maybe it's a
make jelly.
Maybe it's a terrine mould. I'm not a chef, but maybe it's a terrine. Maybe I think it's more of a terrine than a jelly.
Let's keep it.
No,
and make jelly, and we'll have jelly and ice cream.
We can just buy jelly in the pots.
It's not the same.
I think it's actually. I don't want to burst your bubble. I think it's actually more a terrine mould. Like
for making pate
salmon
and
that kind of thing. Anyway, what I've done is I've cleaned these properly with. You said you didn't want me to do a lot of talking. You said we've got to do this video quickly.
Pate. What do you call it?
Matt calls it pate. I call it pie. It's my Scottish accent. It doesn't make anything sound nice. Pie. I've cleaned these with antibacterial wax. Okay.
Sorry, we were just getting into our flow there, weren't we?
We were just getting into a stride of our general nonsense when the camera died. And so now we're filming on Martin's camera. So, yeah, so I can't remember what I was saying. We were talking about pate
or pate.
It's my accent. I can't help it. I can't help it. It's my Scottish accent. It makes everything sound bad. Right, okay. He's thrown me, and he said to me today, we need to do this really quickly. All I'll say is it's nearly 5 o'clock in the day. We haven't started, and we're time constraints. Okay, so today's video is, sorry, I'm cleaning my mould while I'm talking.
I'm going to come around slightly this way because
well, I don't know if you should show them how bad this is. I want these clean. I want these really nice and clean because I want to put some wax for the top of my candles in some moulds. Yeah. So this is gifts that people would actually want to get. So I'm not going to make things that I wouldn't want myself. So I'm making them sure that they are actually good, practical, do work and are nice. So that's a tall remit. I don't know how many will get done. I've got a few things. Well, I've got a number of different projects I could do. So I'm just going to pick them at random. So my wax is bubbling away there. You just need to leave it until it's melted. Some obviously with smaller amounts of wax will move quicker. What you can do is get your oven glove, decant them into a couple, all the short ones into one until you've got one left, just so that you don't want it, you need to make sure that your water doesn't boil dry, because if water boils dry, your glass will crack. So I have some moulds as well, and what I've got, I'm not sure which one I'm going to use. I've got this one here, which is the primitive mould.
That looks super clean.
Doesn't it, Martin? Sparkly.
I've never seen such a clean mould.
No, I know. I was feeling quite proud of myself, and you didn't even have a hand in it.
No, I didn't.
Right, so one primitive. He loves me mould. I might use some of these flowers, and I've got the toadstool mould. Voila. I was thinking I might use this. Is this called Charlotte, Deirdre, Sandra, Felicity? Right, okay.
Is it? It's
called Felicity. This is really nice, but I suppose I've got time to clean it off camera. I might clean this one off camera because this makes some really pretty flowers for this round one, I think. Obviously, I'm going to also, just bear with me, just let me get my tools.
Trying to avoid filming through the
through the steam.
Through the steam.
You don't have to recycle candles, but really, to be honest with you, most of the projects that I'm showing you today are either things that you can buy from a charity shop or your thrift store or get given free, and you make them better. So I do have wax here because what I also want to do, I want to make one of these candles, probably this little one. I want to put some Vicks Vapor Rub in it, because how many times, like, do people get colds? How many times, I mean, I seem to be perpetually have a cold, or I'm congested. So I'm going to show you how to make those as well. But I think this would probably be nicer with just nice plain wax. I don't think we need any colours or mica or anything in it. So I will be doing that as well. And this is just, I've got a paraffin wax, and I've got, this is an organic nature wax. It's a soy wax, this one. So these are just candle waxes. You're also going to need some wicks. You can use the natural wood, the crackly wood wicks. That's these ones. Get these on Amazon or any sort of candle making or soap making supplier. But I'll just be using bog standard ordinary wicks like this. So that's what we're going to do. So you're going to need...
Also available on Amazon.
Also available on Amazon. So you need some glass containers, some old bits of candle or some general candle wax, some moulds, some Vic if you're doing a congestant one, because I think that's quite a good idea. I think that this might work, but I don't know. I think I saw a video of somebody doing something like this, but maybe I dreamt it, and that terrifies me, so we'll see what happens. If you think that, now my candles have all got quite a nice smell, and I think that maybe they might all start fighting with one another, but they might work out and smell quite nice. But you can buy things like candle scents. I've got these here. These are scents for candles. You can just put them in, and
says Winter Wonderland on that box.
Does it matter?
Yeah.
Bought them a few years ago. Thought I was going to make candles for Christmas. To get round to it. Yeah, I think these will be fine. So obviously some scent, but I'm just going to see what shakes loose with what I've got. It's melting up nicely, so I'm going to go off camera because Marty said for him to edit, not do too much talking, and already I've blown the budget. The budget's blown with the talking. Right, so I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so while my candle wax is melting, I've got this glass decanter. You get them in charity shops all the time. I got this one here for £2. £2. Okay, it's got its little thing as well. What you're going to want to do for the first stage of this is get a container, add some water. So the water is just to help the paint run. Add your paint colour. So I'm going to be using Florons. As per usual, that came spurting out. And I'm going to need something to stir this with. Stir it up. I'm going to put a little bit of Liquitex gloss medium into this. You don't have to put that. You could put a little bit of top coat sealer if you wanted. You could also put pearlescent glaze in it. You name it, you could put it in. Some glitter. Some mica. You could do mica and your top coat sealer and pour it into your bottle. Right. I'm just hoping this is thick enough because you want it runny, but you don't want it that it just doesn't do the job. So I'm going to balance that up in there. Now, actually I'm not, because that's just a disaster waiting to happen. Don't be silly, Leslie. Right, okay. Pour it in. Like that. Try not to make a mess. Now, I've already done one of these and I made a right royal mess the first time because I didn't run my glasses on and I missed the bottle. Shake it around. And then twirl and pour. Twirl and pour until you've got all your paint to come back out. Now this, you can just put a lid on it and you can reuse it. You can use it for dyeing fabric, but you can just let it thicken up if you don't want to put a lid on it and just use it as paint again. There's no biggie, no waste here. Right, so I'm going to set this to the side because you're going to have to do the same thing with a little stopper. Now I'm actually going to make this into a candlestick, but I want to be able to, this is where it went wrong the last time. See, now I've done it for the second time, I'm
You look like you know what you're doing.
Well, I don't know if I do, but it's obviously not because I didn't put enough paint in it. Hang on, wait, I just get a bit of wipey stuff. Because I don't want it, you don't want it going down the front of the glass. Let's try that again. Oh! Ah!
You don't want it going down the front of the glass, do you?
No. No, you don't, Martin. Right, okay, so that's all the paint off of the top and the inside has been done. Now, what you're going to do with these is you're going to go and sit these bottom down on something like this, and the same with the other one, the main thing, the bottle. Oh, what's wrong with my mouth? And let them dry upside down like this, yeah? And they should be slightly opaque when they're dry, okay? So once they're done, well, I can see there's a drip down the side of the outside of the bottle here as well. Don't know how I'm managing this. See, I was doing so well. I was obviously bragging to myself. Right, okay, I'm going to go and set these to the side now. But before I go away, I just want to tell you about the candles. As your candles melt, don't stir them up too much. You don't want your wick, your old wick with the dirty burnt part infiltrating your candle wax. So there was a bit there that I cut out with a knife because it got a little bit dirty. I'm trying to avoid that. So as they melt down, we can pick these out and they'll all be on this plate. But I'll go and set this bottle to the side and we'll come back to this one in a minute. Okay, all my wax is cooled. I've set up a wick in each one of my pots. This one here's got 3 wicks. How do you set up your wick?
When you say it's cooled, you took it off the heat and let it just sit for
a minute because it can burn off your scent if you put it in too quickly. To set a wick, you just dip it in here and say what I wanted to put it in this cup. You just do that and then you put something around it like that to keep it steady, like I've done here. So the wicks have been set, wax has been melted. This one here is kind of pinky coloured, so I'm just going to add a little bit of pink. I wasn't going to colour these, but I've decided just to go rogue. So I'm just going to... Now, those that make candles, please don't come for me. This is the best I can do. You know, I'm not known for my candle making skills. Right, stir that in. Make that nice and pink. Okay.
You got any gloves?
Why?
Just thinking for the point of you picking them up.
Oh, it's fine. I've got Teflon hands.
Okay.
I want to try and do it in layers, but I know when I pour it in, it'll all twirl around anyway.
Ooh, look at that.
Yes, sparkly.
Yeah.
Now, I want to do this one first. So what I'm actually going to do with this one is I am going to add this sparkly wax to this one here. Yeah. And what I'm now going to do is I've got some scent here, which is sugar cookie, because most of my candles were kind of that kind of sort of thing. So, let's just, you need quite a lot of scent, I think, in candles. So there we go. There we go. Happy days. Right. This is the pink one and it's going in this nice dish here. So let's go for it. Now at home, please wear gloves. Now, there might be some few black bits. I'm hoping they float to the bottom and nobody notices they're there. It's just I couldn't get them all out. Just being honest. Full transparency. Right, let's do that. We are putting things over the top of it. And with this, I don't want to agitate the stuff at the bottom too much. So, and it's quite icky. Oh, Martin's going to have to pick these out. That's your job in a minute, Martin. And all I'm doing is pouring my wax in my iodine molds. I am going to pour any more because can you see all the black bits?
Yeah.
It would have been much better if we hadn't, if we'd just used wax. But I wanted to recycle the candles. I think what will happen, any wee black bits will sit on the bottom, and I think it will be just fine. I'm not panicking about it. Next, it's going to be the jelly mold. Now the jelly mold, let's just get rid of this. This is a whole new territory for me, to be honest. Let's see how much wax I've got if I pour this into here. Yeah. This one's a much cleaner colour because I didn't have I managed to get oh, this one's going to be quite green. I don't think the candles is actually orange. I think it's the candle's actually quite clear. The wax inside, it's an orange container. So this is all a bit fun, made by Marley. I'm doing crafts and making candles. Right, I may have to add a little bit of this one because this one's going to be the thick one, but let's see how much. Here we go. I'll add a little bit more, and what I'll do from this one. Oh, I forgot to add my scent. Oh, you can tell I don't do this for a living. What scent will I add? And then we'll just turn a swirl it around. We're just going to twirl. We don't want peppermint. Cranberry, no. Cinnamon. What's this one here? Christmas wreath. There we go. Now, this is probably something that I was being really professional up until I forgot the scent. Right, just fling that in there, right? Give that a stir. And twirl that in there. And that should just... Right, we're good. Now, we've got this one left, and what with this one here, this is the one that we're going to make the decongestant. So I'm just going to take about that much. Maybe that's a bit too. I'm just going to put it in, and I'm just going to let the wax melt the Vic. It's got some little black bits in this one as well, babe. We wondered if we could sieve it, but to be honest with you, we're not candle makers. We don't do candles for a living. It's furniture.
I think if you're recycling candles, you just have to accept a little
bit of this. Yeah. I just think it's... Oh, can you see that? I've seen... Let's try and get that bit there. I think my thing is we are all about reusing, and I just think I had all these parts, so why shouldn't I? Oh, that smells divine already. This will be nice. I want to burn it in Tom's room. If he doesn't tidy his room before Christmas, I might just burn the room. I don't know. Oh, family strife.
Next time he's on a sleepover, we'll just
burn it. Sorry, Tom, your room went on fire. Oh, let's colour this one. And I had this really nice, I thought, this blue-green I thought would be quite nice for this. Try not to go... Oh, I was going to say try not to go nuts with the mica, but it's too late. We've already been mooned. Right, okay. Oh, but this is such a lovely colour. How giddy am I about this? I don't want to pour any more in black bits. Right. Off camera, I poured these.
Well, these ones.
Yeah. I just want to show you me taking these out. And what I'm going to do is once the candles start to set, I'm going to dust these with mica and put these on top of the candle. That's the plan. I think I'll just get a heat gun and lightly heat that side and stick them on, and let's see how that all works out. But that's how they look. And let's have a wee look at the toadstools. Yeah.
Mm.
So I think the only thing see, look, there's some little black parts. So I think if they're on the top, I think you really have to delve in and just get them out.
Get them.
I just would rather...
over this side as well.
I'd just rather recycle than... Oh, I can see them, yeah. I don't want to touch up the side. It'll make my candle messy. Right. There we go. So I'm going to let these cool, which won't be a problem in the studio. And then we'll come back to these in a little while when these are cooled, and we'll put these together and we'll turn them into really pretty gifts. But that's how they look so far.
Yeah.
That's the terrine or the jelly mould, Martin. I don't know what that was. It's a bit big to be
I don't know, but it's
a bonbon dish if it had a lid.
It's a bougie Christmas candle, isn't it?
Well, no, it's a gift that you give for Christmas. But you could light it at Christmas. No, we're not. And this is the decongestant one. So, happy days. Right, I'm going to go and set these over on the side and let these cool. Okay, so candles are drying. Can I just say about the moulds? I pulled the wax out of the moulds. There's no waxy residue left, but what I would do if you're using your moulds is I would take them into I'm going to take these into the house and wash them with nice warm soapy water, not boiling, just warm hot soapy water. Give them a rinse and then maybe we just wash them again. And then it's just in case you want to put resin in them and it might resist the resin. So just make sure you clean your molds. So that's that. I'll set these to the side just now. Okay, next thing. I have this. I've got two of them actually.
Stand up so I get a better perspective of it.
They came from a charity shop ages and ages ago. Just never done anything with them. There's two of them. I just never thought, what can I do with it? I think it was so cheap that I couldn't pass it by. And then I thought, I have no idea what I would ever do with it. Anyway, I was flicking through Pinterest and I saw somebody putting ornaments on, but you know my love of Alice in Wonderland. I thought, let's see what we can do here. So what happened was Martin used a tile and glass drill bit. This is what it looks like.
Let me focus on that. Yep.
Yeah. And what he did was, I watched him do it. So girls who are maybe like a wee bit, oh, there's not much to this. You just put it in your drill and then just drill them. It wasn't very difficult, was it, Mary?
No, it wasn't. No.
Wasn't difficult.
You have to give it a little bit of pressure to begin with. A little bit of
pressure, but
and then once it actually starts to get through the top, sort of, shall we say, the glazed layer, then it bites in and knife through butter.
Yeah. So that's the drill bit that he used. And so what I asked him to do was make holes. I've got tons. I've been saving them for years. I've got a whole shelf over in the old place just full of vintage china that I collect. I don't collect it as much these days, but I've got lots of different vintage china, which Martin has put a hole in. And a hole in this. Holes in the plates. Hole in the rabbit's head. There was already a hole in the bottom. And what sparked this was, I saw this in the charity shop yesterday. Look, £1. The same charity shop where everything is £1. Okay, so let's make this into an Alice in Wonderland candlestick. Or let's attempt it. I'll take the top off first. Ooh. Right, this is brass. It's quite heavy. Maybe it's not brass. It says it's made in Thailand. I don't think it's brass. It's just metal. Painted brown. Right, okay. So let's start threading everything on. Now I want them in kind of funky angles. Now Martin was laughing a minute ago because I did have a look and see if I could actually attempt to do this. And he said, well, you remember what way it goes? And I went, oh, of course I will. So that's going to go on something like that. And then I'm going to put the milk jug on top of there like that. So let's glue this lot down so that we know where everything goes. Now, what I'm using for glue is an epoxy resin, yeah, and the accelerator. So I think the first one, am I or am I not? Yeah. I mean, basically this is just like a big jigsaw puzzle. We're just gluing it all together. And I mean, I'm not going to make you watch the whole thing. I'm going to get a brush that I'm happy to sacrifice. This one here looks like good. So I'm just getting the epoxy resin, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to twirl it around so that it is touching this ball, this brass, well, we've established it's not brass. But before I put the accelerator on to set my brush to the side, I'm going to start pushing it down. And then, now I'm just going to hold this for a minute. Once I've glued it, I'm actually going to put some clay around it with some glue to reinforce it. So I just need it reasonably steady right now. I think this is so heavy, I'm going to struggle. Let's try turning it upside down, and let's try and put in a little bit more
around the base.
Glue around the base. You notice now I'm not even using the brush because I just, you know, no one's got time for this right now. Right. Now, let's see if I can hold it nice and straight. It works quite fast. You just have to hold it for a minute. You can use super glue, any strong glue, Gorilla Glue, any of those kind of glues. Right, we're cooking by gas. Right, that one's done. So now the next thing I'm going to do is the plate. So how does the plate touch? I want it kind of tipped like that because that's where I'm going to put the clay. And I'll have to put some clay around there because I think the cat originally had a lid. So I know where my join's going to be, and I will use the brush at this part. Oh, so that I can get it in. Like this. And hold that like that. Now, milk jug. How is it going to go on? Oh, sweet as a nut. So I just really need to, with the milk jug, I just need to go around. This is absolutely wrecked, this brush already. In our private channel member, the YouTube group, this week I'm starting a sort of course on altered paintbrushes. So that should be quite interesting. I think everybody was quite giddy about that. Again, if you are using a two-part, you don't want to have this anywhere near it until you get really kind of down to the bottom. I'll flick it around, Martin, so you can see how it looks so far. Yeah. Next thing, I think, before I put the ball on, I want to put this tea plate on, but it's going to go like this, so really I can see where it needs to touch here and here. It's just building the jigsaw puzzle. And once this is all done, it's going to have 2 coats of white spray paint, and then it's going to be all decorated. So don't worry about joins and clay and everything else. We're all good. Right, I think that's pretty much where it's going to touch. Let's do that just for good measure. Put that back in here. Now, really at this stage, I think what I'm going to do is, before I put this ball on, is I'm just going to get some DAS, and I'm going to get some of my really strong glue, wherever it may be. Sorry, just Martin, you home in on that and show them the lovely, the lovely thing that I'm trying to achieve. I thought I had everything, but you know, you never do. I'm just going to get another paper plate, just so that I can move that out of the way. Now, I think this sausages are the name of the game here. Now, clay tools. Let me just get one of these. I want to just kind of fuss this up a bit. If you're doing this, put your clay tools in water after you've done it. Right. Oh, I think I just got to run the bottom half in there as well. I'm going to have that ready. What did I do with the ball? Aha. Just have it ready. Let's just put the ball on. Screw that down. Get my little sausage and reinforce that join. I'm going to need my clay tool. I'll flip it around, Martin, so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to cut this here like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make it look reasonably nice. Just something I can paint. Now, that's that stage done. Smooth it out, just making sure that it's not ugly. Now, that reinforces that. But before we move on, let's deal with any gapping. So, I really think I could do with one thin sausage here. I think you get what I'm actually trying to achieve here. So, but just I'll do this join here, and then I'll do the rest, and then when it comes to the next part, we'll come back and we'll do some more. It's just so it's not very boring. I've actually got a wee tool here that's really good for slipping and scoring clay. This is what I used to use when I actually did proper clay. It fusses things up really nicely. Why do you do this? It just helps give it a little bit of tooth. You're doing it straight onto ceramic, so right, and plenty of glue. And let's just jam this into here, like that. Now, I'll tidy this up off camera, but I think you can see what I'm doing. I'm really just making sure that I've got a really nice join with no gaps. I might have to come round the front a little bit. Let me just twirl it around to see. Yeah, because I had a bit of a lumpy part there. Maybe there's this little part here as well. I'll put in around the other edge. This is just giving it tooth. Stick it in the glue. I'll twirl it in a minute, Martin, so you can see what I've done. I just want, once it's painted, I want it to look like one cohesive piece. We were struggling.
Sorry, I tried to go at such a weird angle there that my gimbal went.
Now, this part here, see this part here, I'm just going to completely do something that covers, that shows that that was once had a screw for like some kind of lid or something. It's a bit of hard something in my clay there. Just make something here. Now, you don't want to be adding a huge amount of water and clay, but if you feel like you just want to smooth it out a bit, right, I'm just going to tidy up this edge and tidy up this edge and cut that and cut this. Then what I'm going to do is just going to manipulate it by hand. I'm going to get a whole heap of glue here and this bottom surface here. But this time round, because there's bits that's going in and out, when I do the fussing and making it, we're doing my scoring, I'm doing it with the glue on it. I'm putting that round here. I'm smoothing it round to the other side. I'm going to smooth this down to the join. And hopefully that whole sort of screw liddy part will just disappear. I just want to show you. There you go. See?
Yep.
Gone. Now, oh, I think I could have been a little bit too hard with my finger there. Let's just piece another little part in there. Das is incredibly strong. Never underestimate how strong Das is. There is a reason why sculptors and mediums use air dry clay. Have you ever looked at some Das sculptures? It's good. It does the job. Right, okay. But you don't want a whole load of glue over the cat's face, although he's going to be white again because I don't want him the Disney colours. I want to have blue and black and checks, etc. Right, okay. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm filling in. The next gap I'm going to do is up here. I'm going to get on, fill these gaps. Then I'll put the rod. I have to work the opposite way on this way, so I have to put like the rabbit on, because I want the rabbit at the top, like that. And I thought the rabbit would look quite good on the saucer, like that. Then a cup. Did I have two saucers together before? I think I did. And then this goes on here like this. So you get the general thrust. When I screw this onto here, I could probably just screw it just for the sake of arguments. Sure it's nice and tight. Right, now I have to stop all this twirling. See, the bottom doesn't twirl, neither does that because it's got glue. So I need to put a little bit of clay under here, stop it twirling, sandwich it back down with the glue. And then I need to get the epoxy, glue this. I need to get the epoxy to glue that. Then I need to get the epoxy to glue the rabbit. And then the last thing I have to do is, the reason why I was happy to sacrifice the rabbit is actually smashed here. So I just need to get some DAS and just rebuild and smooth out his ear so he's not sharp. Yeah, that was why I thought, I don't care whether this turns into this. And plus, I think already I'm thinking, I could see this in my house. When I did clay,
I can see this in your.
I used to do. Do you remember the Alice in Wonderland sculptures I used to do with the faces? And yeah. I used to sell them at craft fairs, and I used to think I was doing that because I sold them for quite a lot of money, and people were really into them. They used to stop and go, "Wow!" Right, okay, happy days. We've got, this is how it's looking, and I like the sort of wonkiness of this part here because it looks like this is going this way and this is going that way. Ha ha. Do you ever have that feeling where you do something you're quite happy? Right, I'm just going to go fill my gaps, back in a minute, and then we'll, in fact, you won't even need to come back and see me fill the gaps. What I'm going to use is just some basic white spray paint. Yeah, let it spray it white, let it dry, then spray it white again and let it dry. That's just to give us a little bit of a base to work on, and then we're going to start designing it all. Okay, all I'm doing now is I'm just literally kind of brushing on some mica just to give these little flowers that I've made some colour. So I'm going to do them sort of green and pink. I'm trying not to mingle the two colours together if I can help it. So that's one done. I don't think there's anything really I can add to this. I mean, that's what I'm doing. Once I've done them, like, so these flowers are going to go on the pink candles. Martin, you give them a wee close up of the candles. That's how they've turned out. So they're not bad at all.
No.
Considering, I mean, could have been a lot worse.
Considering that was a whole bunch of,
yeah,
candles that were destined for the bin.
Exactly. And what you can do is you can wash out the pots that they came from with hot soapy water, and you can actually paint them and use them for tea lights in the summer. You know, put nice patterns on them, bohemian patterns, and you can do that kind of thing. I've done that before. I don't know about this one. Let's just do a green centre. It's kind of hard painting with mica. Oh, I can see this is a rosebud, so maybe just some of that there and some of that here. Now, next thing I'm going to do, which is a bit risky, but you know, we all know I like to live life on the edge. Let's bring the pink one over. It just needs a little bit of heat with my heat tool. So just to make them stick on, I think. Although I've never done this before, so who knows.
What are you going to heat, that or that?
I think I'll heat these. Look, it's quite hot.
And slippity.
And slippity. I've got this last one here to finish so that I can just, I don't know why I didn't do them all at the same time. That was a bit silly of me, Matty. I think this is pretty cute. Do you know, it's quite kitsch. That's all I'm going to say. Right, let's get this one on. It's quite hot in your hands. Oh, did you see what just happened? Oh no, Dad, we've got mica everywhere. Right. Oh, no, I didn't think I hit. It's because it's really small. I don't want to. Oh, there you go. As soon as it starts to feel a little bit runny, there you go. Position. No, it's just drying off. Happy days. So that's my pink one. Now, You're gonna need quite sharp scissors because you want to. I don't like that part there. I'm wondering whether I can try and sort it out if I went like this. Yeah, there you go. And there. Et voila! I think I'm going to put a little bit of bougie pink ribbon around this. That's one candle. Okay, so this is the menthol one. I think what will we do with the menthol one? I've probably done way more than. Now I had a bit of a thing. My toadstools had a snap, but I think I'm going to try and. No, my thing is, the only problem is this is the red, but it's very pink. Let's just kind of mingle it a little bit more. I've been using the word mingle an awful lot recently.
It's a good word.
Yeah, mingle. Let's get this one. I'm only going to put a couple on. I'll probably just keep the stems white, unless I've got maybe a yellowy colour, maybe in my there. It's just something cute. Am I really going to go to the bother of doing the stems? Oh, I feel I should now. I'm invested. What's this? Just need a colour that I think will. That's gunmetal gold. Let's give a wee crack at this. Now I'm going to have to try and glue these things back together because the stems came off. This is a massive brush. Let's just see. Ooh. Be the bougiest menthol candle in the world. Is that? This is the stem for this one. I don't need, no, it isn't the stem for that one. Where's the stem for this one?
Must be the same for that one.
This is the stem for this one.
One.
Yes, it is, but I think I'll only get a couple of. We'll try this one as well. Oh, I may as well. So much for a short video, Matty. I'm not gonna talk on anything else. I'm just gonna keep quiet. Right, okay, back to the heat tool.
Because I can't hear you.
All right, I need to fix this. I think we're gonna have to
for
do
a
this.
second there. That looked like you had it.
I think it kind of. Oh, don't want to melt it too much. There we go. Did that snap? There we go. I think when these set, they'll be good to go. Whoa. I mean, you can use different colours. I mean, obviously, I'm quite bohemian and I like bougie, but I'm just going to do this one a wee bit differently. I'm going to pop this bad boy down, and then I'm going to melt this in because it's very thin. Oh, see that? I burnt off the mica there. I'm going to have to touch that one up. It's a shame they're pink. I'd rather they were red, but oh, I think you kind of have to slip it around a bit until. Now, obviously, there's that bit there, you know, the wick I don't like as well. So it's oh, don't want to melt my mushrooms, my toadstools. Sorry. Right, okay. I'm not going to mess with this. I don't think. I'm going to cut this wick. Let's copy fingerprint on it now. Right, there we go. 2. And last but not least, this beauty here. And I'm not really going to do anything. I'm just going to heat these pink ones up and put them on. Got some white mushrooms as well, but these look like sweeties. I could eat them. Oh, I think that needs a little bit more heating. cool really quickly. No, I'm going to have to chip that one off and move it. Try again.
Let me just take the big one out.
Do you? I think it's stuck down now though.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there we go. No.
And then
It's moving them all. It's just they need to set. Then put my little heart on. Is that what you're saying, Matty?
Hmm?
And then put the heart on like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I could maybe try and fit. No, that's me doing that thing that I do. Right. Okay. This was quite a plain one though. Now, Martin will have the eye twitch because like, it goes small, big, tall. I think I might leave this and get Martin to fix it off camera. But that's how this one looks. I feel like this one here isn't sticking very well. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to be really bold here. Yeah, it's going to stick now. Now I've got them in a completely different pattern. Oh, well, still quite nice. Right, there we go. Shall I put a little bit of mica around the edges? Because I've got this pink, you see. I don't know if it'll work. No, it's not really doing anything.
it's a hint of something.
It's a hint of a tint. It's like Nana's wallpaper.
Yeah.
There we go.
Hint of a tint.
Yeah, she said, oh, it's a hint of a tint. There we go. Ta-da! I think this one here is my favourite.
Pretty good.
I thought this one here was going to come out much greener, but it's not. It's very light. But yeah, I mean, you just have to kind of take your time. I mean, I've been rushing, but I'm quite pleased with that. Anyway, right, moving on to the next little joy. See these little parts, if you've made too many moulds, if you've got wax melt burners, just put them in there and melt them down, and I do, so I'm just going to keep those and put it in mine. Yeah? Okay, don't throw away anything. Set them over here just now. Okay. Okay, so we've completed our candles. They're done. Are you checking if my mic's on?
Yes, I was.
Oh, yeah, so. Right, so this is our bottle. Now, you don't have to make it opaque. With me watering down my paint and adding the gloss medium, that's what's made it opaque like this, like kind of sea glass. But if you wanted to just, I'm kind of giving away the game here, but if you wanted to just have dark paint before we decorate it, you can just put, this is just Florence by itself in this one here. So I'll get Martin to have a close-up on that. That's what we're going to be doing. But before we do this time, because this is the thing about trying things out, what happens is you adapt what you've made. So I made this one and I was really happy with it, but I thought, I bet you I could do better if I tried. So I thought what I would do this time round is I'd put pink on the top, just not in the grooves, just on the top surface with a sponge, just delicately, and then we'll put the gold, and instead of silver this time we'll put gold on this one. So that's the concept. Whether it works or not, I don't know. So I got a dish sponge and I cut it up into just a little square. You've seen me do this before. Now, I don't want a huge amount on my sponge, but I do want it loaded. So I think we're good at this. Now, I've never done something like this, so I don't know if there's a particular knack, but I think keeping it quite flat will mean that we're just getting the paint where we want it to go, and it's not actually going down into the grooves of the glass. So, you know, don't squeeze too hard, because all it'll happen is it'll go down in there. So you're just kind of doing this, pat, 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 all the way along until you've covered it all in your pink paint, because this is what we're now going to decorate with gold. I'm taking it up to this little rim as well, so that it's just going to make it even more fancy when we go to do it. Now, as I said, I would like to make this into a candlestick. However, I am going to do the lid as well, because then if they maybe want to put a wee set of the wee battery operated fairy lights in it, they can do. But, you know, I just want to make nice things that I think that's worthy of giving to somebody as a gift. I think I've exhausted suitcases and lots of different things with lots of different videos. So I thought, I'm just going to go get really crafty. Quite like this bottom kind of faded out a wee bit with a sponge like that. That's giving it a nice look. I think depending on what your sort of decanter you find, some of them are quite ornate and some of them are very plain if they're the glass ones. So I think it just depends which ones you find. I found two at the same time, two the same. That's why I tried the other one out. In fact, I liked that one so much I had it in my bathroom and I had to go and try and find it again. It's sure. I was looking for it the other day and I thought, where is it? And I thought, there, now. That's got pink on everywhere now and I'm quite happy with that. And I've taken it up to that little rim and I've done round the edges. So that's this part. So let's just use our sponge and twirl it around there. Hang on a minute, I've just get my banding wheel. You don't need a banding wheel for this, it's just I happen to have one, so make it a little bit easier, I think. Now I'll do this on this part. And where's the lid? I'm trying to think whether, I mean, I might have to wipe this off in a minute if it doesn't work, but I'm wondering if I could kind of do a wee sort of fade down here, on here. So, you can see what I'm doing. I'm not going to make you watch much more of this. I think you probably get in your stride once you get going. Right, so that, I'll do a wee bit of clean up, but I think I'm just going to go around this edge as well. Anything that's sort of beveled that we can do flat. Right, okay, I'm liking it. That's probably enough on that. The lid, I think I'll do the lid top pink. And maybe I could probably go and there like that. Fabulous. Right, do you know what we're actually going to do? Off camera, I'm just going to get my heat tool and quickly dry it so that we can get on with the design. And then I'll start off the design. I'll kind of show you pieces and parts. I'll get it nearly finished and then we'll seal it. We'll have to seal it and I'll be using spray sealer to seal it. Okay. Okay, so it's dried now. So what I'm going to do is, I've used this before, but this, I'm not actually sure how you pronounce it. I don't know if it's People or Paybo, but this is the brand. Yeah, you can get all different colours. I've got silver and I've got gold. So because I did the other decanter in silver, I'm going to do this one, this one in gold. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is, let's do the lid first because I think it might be easier to film. I'm going to just have a wee test here on my banding wheel. So I'm just going to fill in this detail here because it's already there for me to fill in. This part is actually really easy. It looks impressive, but it's actually not that difficult at all. And then you just do a wee kind of dotty pattern, whoop, all the way around. there like that. On the sides, what I did with the other one was I just picked like the sort of diamond shape and just put spots all the way around it like this. My eyes are so bad at the moment. Right, there we go. I mean, you're going to take your time and make this really nice. If it was just me, the week when I did that other one, I was like this, very precise, but I'm trying to just get it done as quick as possible, so you're not too bored. Right, okay. I think I would be tempted to do something like I don't think you have to be an amazing artist to do this. It's just squeezing, and if you can icing a cake, then you can do this, no problem. I can ice cakes. I can also eat cakes. Not actually squeezing anything. All I'm doing is getting my line and just putting the little dots. Like that. There we go. Right, so I think, I mean, how long is a piece of string? I could go on like this for a while. But you just hold it back from yourself and go, what else does it need? So that's the lid. Don't knock it. This part here, I would probably just start with it maybe balanced on something. Right, so let's get going. So along this part here, I'm going to do a line and 2 dots, a line and 2 dots, a line, 2 dots, a line and 2 dots, so you understand what I'm doing there. And up this top part here, I'm going to do a sort of crisscross like this all the way around the top. It doesn't matter if it's not exactly tidy. I mean, when you look at it as a whole, it'll look pretty good. And you can do this with any sort of glassware, jars. What else could you do it with? You could do it on picture frames if you wanted. Put some colour behind them and then just do this on the front. You could trace out with stencils onto picture frames and draw out the design and then get stained glass paint or just watered down chalk paint with a little bit of gloss medium in it to make a sort of stained glass picture. I mean, really the world at this point is your oyster. So you understand what I'm going to be doing up here, because I'm not going to make you watch all of this. Oh, I did 3 there, see that? Sometimes my brain does that. Oh, I've went and touched up against something here, so I'm going to have to do a little line along all the way along here. So there's going to be a line. Now we're coming down here, so how am I going to do this? Let's do, because I want it to look different to my other one. And then this on the other side. And then let's do one with just a line to give it a little bit of gapping. I will come back and make this really fancy, and let's just do it up here with a spot. Here, what could I do here? Let's do, I think, do you think they get it, Martin? Do you think I should
Yeah, I think so.
Just kind of, it's just making wee patterns. It's not rocket science, it's just fun to do. Put an audiobook on and just sit, and they actually happen quite quickly as well. So, you know, it's not a your life's work nonsense. So that's how it looks so far. Yeah. I'm going to put my spots up the side in the middle here, but I'm going to do big ones like that, like it's the center of something. And here I think I'll do a little heart. And I think around here I'll do that actually a little bit bigger. And then we come into this rim. So how am I going to do this? I think I'm going to do round like this, the dot, round with a dot, round with a dot. So just show you that again, round with a dot, round with a dot, with a dot. That's not exactly thrillingly tidy, but never mind. Right, on these ones here, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 dot. 1, 2. Oh, I went too much close to the edge. That's not the tidiest. There's no room for error because Martin is giving you a huge close-up here. So, and you know what? It's process over perfection. I'm not making excuses, but it's just I want to have fun doing this. I don't want to be, it shouldn't be stressful. You sounded like you were going to say something, Alan.
No, I was just saying that. Thank you. I think they've got the gist.
Yeah? Right. Okay, I'll get on and do this. Okay, so what we're going to do next. Right. In our local charity shop, there's bins of leather. Now, you don't have to find leather like this. If you go to your thrift store, your charity shop, just get an old leather belt or an old bit of leather handbag. It doesn't really matter. So I'm going to make leather cuffs out of this. Now, I've already sort of kind of cut this out. I don't know whether this might be too thick for me. Let me just see how it... No, I think that's probably the sort of right sort of depth. I want a nice thick one. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do pyrography, which is burning into things. Now, if you don't need fancy schmancy equipment, if your partner or a husband or a dad or uncle has got a soldering iron, that'll do exactly the same job. Until you kind of get used to it. I used to have, you can get a really cheap one of these on Amazon for next to nothing if you want to try it, but I don't think you need the tools straight away. I've bought one because I intend to
Excuse me.
I intend to do a unit, a chest that I've got, and I want to teach myself how to use it. So that's not the only reason I've got the fancy schmancy equipment, and it's not the top of the range, it's just what I've got. I want to kind of transpose a bit of this stamp onto the leather, and I couldn't work out how to do it because all my inks are quite dark. So I thought I'll use some chalk. So I'm just gonna literally run, even if it just kind of gives me a rough idea of where I've got to go, I think that'll maybe be enough for me. So I'm rubbing that on. I just want this side. Let's just stick this here. I've got plastic covering my table and it's a bit bumpy. I want to have, let me just make sure I do here as well, just in cases. I want to have that kind of central. And all I'm doing now is just pushing down so that I get the pattern. There we go, that's enough to sort of follow the lines, I think. Right, so this is the tool that's going to burn into the leather, and you just burn. You can go again if you want it a little bit deeper. And all I'm going to do is pretty much burn a pattern into this leather where my chalk lines have been. You get all sorts of tools and attachments. With the one I've got, you can do lots of different... Oh, I've lost the pattern there. I'll just make it up. Do a wee dot there, I think. I'm jumping about. I just want you to see how it works. So literally, I'm going to get off and I am going to burn a pattern into this leather. Then we'll come back and we'll put a wee bit of colour onto this. Just going to do some spots here because I don't... Same round here. Right, I'll get off and do this and we'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I've burnt it in. I'm just a novice at this, so I mean, so this is how it looks, but we want to put some colour on it to bring out the detail that I've burnt into it. This is waxed leather, so it's got a coating on it, so you know, natural tan leather is probably better, but it was what I had and I thought I'd give it a go. I thought of different things of how I could bring out the colour. I had actually one that I had the other day that I started to do and it was really nice, but I showed it to Martin and I lost it.
I think it might be in the house.
The things that I do with things, but anyway, I'd started one and I thought, oh, I'm going to do something like, but this one, I put lots of colours in the other one and hand painted it in, but because this one's so soft and it's got that coating on it, I really want to just brush something over the top of it. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to use some gold stays on. Now, I've explained gold stays on before. It's not like the normal ink that just seeps in. You have to, it comes with a little tool, but I don't know where that tool is. It's long gone for me. It's a funny colour. It just needs... Right. I don't want all that around the edges because I don't want her. So then you just kind of like, how would you say, squeeze it into your ink pad.
Massage it into your ink pad.
You missed Martin's face there. I looked up at Martin and he was looking quite pleased with himself there. Right, okay, I can find this flat piece on my table. So I'm going to just wipe it over the top and see what happens. I think I pushed too hard. Hang on a minute, I wonder if I could just get that off and try that again. I don't know if this will take it off. No, because it stays on. Oh, well, hang on a minute. It's gone down into the grooves and that's really not what I wanted to do with it. Although this part here is really nice, but it's not very detailed. What can I do to get that out there, Martin?
I don't think you can. If I remember rightly, I don't think that stuff works with the metallics.
Well, Martin, I will not accept that. Unfortunately not.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, it's coming. Right. Okay, pretend you didn't see any of that. Now on other channels they would start again and say, oh, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? That's not real. And I want to be real. So you're just having to watch me try and fix this. Now, I think I realised what my problem was. I pushed way down, way too hard on it. Way too hard. And that's why it ended up the way it did. So let's try this again because I think it's going to be actually quite nice. Because I really like this. So let's...
Yeah, I think I need to clean it first now.
Oh, yes, Martin, do you know what? What would I do without you? You're just... What are you? An angel. Again, Martin's face is quite funny.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, I quite like, look. Can you see what's happening? It's actually taking some of that coating off my leather. Oh, actually, I'm getting quite giddy now. Right. This is more what I was looking for. So I'm just going to do some of that again. Just turning it into something else now. I just want it, before I put the gold on, I'll just see if I can try and get, because I like the patina better when it's like that. It's almost like suede now. Right, okay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pat. Don't want to go down the rubbing route again. Maybe I could just do it very, very gently. I don't know why I'm whispering.
Yeah, try not to whisper.
Sorry, I'm whispering because I'm trying to get it right. I'm actually quite liking this. I'm not so keen on that bit. I think maybe I can wipe some of that away. Sorry for the squeaky noise. Starting to rub it again. I've not got the patience. Right, let's have a wee looky here. I'm going to just rub some of this back, like I just did, and see if I kind of like it, because I think I'm starting to really quite like it. The only problem is now, is I feel like it should have some colour or something on it. Right. Okie dokie. Now we're getting there. So this is it so far, okay? Now I wasn't planning to keep it quite plain, but I'm thinking, no, I might put something on here, so just give me 1 minute. Okay, so I'm happy with this. I think you can see the pattern. I think maybe with different leather it would have burnt a little bit more, but you live and you learn, and I'm okay with that. And I think when you do this, it actually looks really like a really nice bracelet, so I'm okay with this. So what I had was rings like this. I got Martin to remove the ring part of this. So I have my, and what I did was, then my glasses on. I painted the back of it white. Yeah, I actually didn't paint it white. I'm cheating. I used the Posca pen just to do the back white. Right. So I'm going to need Mod Podge for this. I didn't even think about that. So, and what I did was I've got a William Morris napkin here. I found a bit of the colour that I thought matched the sort of gold of the leather. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick it in the back here. I'm going to glue this onto my... Oh. Oops. Like that. And then these go over the top. I just need a minute for my Mod Podge to dry. So what I'll do is I'll glue this on here. Again with the epoxy, because I know that it's good and it'll stay where it's supposed to be. And again, I'm flying by the seat of my pants. The actual nozzle thing doesn't work, so this is how Matt and I glue everything. Right, I sort of kind of, let me just kind of... Just pressing it down so it's... A little bit of the accelerator ended up on there. That like that. Still, while my Mod Podge is drying, I'm going to get a hole punch, and I want to do one here and one about, wait till you see, they'll be absolutely squint as anything. One here and the same on the other side. One here. Now you can make these as elaborate as you want, but I'm going to wear this one, so it has to be kind of reasonably hard working for me. Even when I'm out and about, I'm still not exactly delicate. Now, this is some black velvet ribbon. I couldn't quite work out what colour I wanted, so, and I'm just winging it on the side right now. Maybe too long, but then thread one end through there and this end through here on both sides, making sure that they're reasonably the same. Flip that around, put this in here, this one here, making sure that they're reasonably the same length. And I think we're good to stick this in, and that just goes in there like that. To tie it, which I think I want the flower going this way, you just tie this end together.
I was busy watching you. I was watching you, not the camera watching you. Sorry, everyone.
That often happens, Martin, doesn't it? I know. The thing is, I need you to help me tie it.
Where do you want me to put my finger?
I want you to just hold this end.
All right.
And I'll do this side. Because this side keeps pulling down because I haven't got the other side done. Oh, when you do make one, make sure somebody else helps you get into it, because this is not good. Right, that'll do, Martin. And tie this. And I was going to say in a very delicate bow, but right now this looks like I'm pointing at our dog's dinner. All right, okay, ignore the bad tying. But yeah, but you can make thin ones as well, and you can stamp on that. You can also get like just your ink. If you get like a belt that's more tan leather, you can use your IOD stamps. You can stamp on it. You can do paint it, stamp it, paint it, stamp it on them. You can do lots of things. You could put, when the camera's finished here, I think what I'm going to do is I might put some lace here and here just to make it a little more delicate, because right now I feel a bit like Xena Warrior Princess, and that's not good. So that's not the vibe I'm going for. Right, so that's the cuff, okay, and I'll untie the delicate bows at the back. Right, okay, I'm going to get it set up and we'll get the Alice in Wonderland candlestick done. Okay, so this is how it looks. It's all has its base coat of the white. Now what I'm going to do is, because I'm not wanting it stark white, is I'm actually going to now chalk paint it. I just really wanted to kind of do a sort of reset back to what it was. Now, the name of the game of this is nice and smooth if you can get it, but I kind of, what I'm looking for is a sort of creamy colour, but I'm also looking for a little bit of white coming through, I think. I'm just going to paint the whole thing white, okay? So I'm going to paint it white, and then we'll come back and we'll start getting the design on it, okay? Okay, so what I'm doing now that I've painted it cream is I've got the set of decoupage paper that I sell that's in the A3. I've got Martin just to take some of the images and make them really small. You could use transfers, you know, you could do whatever you want really at this point. And what I'm doing is I'm just going round it all, putting on some nice decorations just now before I get to maybe stenciling it. So sorry, Martin, I'll turn it that way. So I'm just kind of alternating the decoupage. Now it goes down here, so I'm gonna have to kind of work it around that corner. I'm using quite a lot of glue because I'm going around edges, and I've already had a little bit of black paint on my finger and I've already smeared it places already, so I'm a bit disgruntled. I'll have to paint that green.
Disgruntled, eh?
Disgruntled, Martin, yeah, disgruntled. It's the word of the day, disgruntled. I'm actually not that disgruntled, but just in case. We'll put this rabbit here. I painted this little black rim at the bottom, just off camera once I'd painted it cream. Obviously I didn't paint the rabbit cream, I left him white. Is this rabbit going to go in here quite nicely? That remains to be seen, doesn't it? Now, I'm really rushing now because it's getting later and later and later here in Scotland. But so I'm going to get on and I'm going to get these little, I'll show you what I've got so you know what I've got to put on. But I've got some cups, some more flowers, I've got some clocks, I've got some original Mad Hatter, more Alice, just kind of a drink me bottle, that kind of thing. And I'm just going to put these on my cups just now. And once I've done that, I'm going to paint these borders blue, maybe black. I'll do alternately. So I'll do a black rim, a blue rim, a black rim, a blue rim. Yeah. And then we'll be back again and I'll show you what I'm going to be doing next. Okay, so I did what I said I was going to do. So blue, black, blue, cream, you know, like I did the colours all the way up and I glued the decoupage paper on. That's what's happened. His nose is going to be black. I just made an error and made it blue. Now I'm going to start decorating it really. And I can see from under here, I might just do under here black as well because I don't like this rim that I can see from underneath. So I need to fix that. So now what I'm going to do, if I can, I don't know if this is going to be the one for here. So yeah, let's see if we can get it on this saucer. Now this isn't going to be easy. I do some crazy stuff. I should just, it might not work actually just at the angle, but I'm going to take it off in a minute and let's see how it looks. If it's okay, I'll persevere, but it's just so awkward that I don't know if it's actually going to do what I'm wanting it to do. Nah, let's just delete that like it didn't happen.
Away.
Yeah, away, right? Well, because of its awkwardness, I'm going to have to I'm just going to, no, it's not the holding it, it was just the moving it. I am going to now put the squares on and I'm just going to use a Posca just so it's a bit quicker. I'm just going to roughly do it. It's Alice in Wonderland. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm going to do black and white squares round here, like I'm doing. Yeah. I'm going to do black and white squares around this edge, and I'm going to do blue and white stripes around this edge. So like, kind of like, the bottom of Alice's dress. And I'm going to go and tidy that line up as well. So I'm going to do that here, where there's no decoupage paper. I'm not going to do it, but 2, 3. So that, oh, I didn't mean to do that. So that's what the stripes is going to be there. This is going to have black and white checks, stripes, stripes, black and white checks. So I'm going to get on and I'm going to do that next, okay? Okay, so this is what's happened so far. I've put my black and white checks there, here, the stripes here, the pattern here, and blue and black up here. Now, I'm really rushing. I would have loved to have dedicated a wee bit more time to this, but I think you get the idea of this sort of composition. You drill the holes, find a candlestick, slot it on, and then after that, you just really decorate it whatever way you want. So now what I'm going to do is, because none of my stencils and stamps or anything will fit, I am just going to do some hearts down the bottom here. Nothing complicated in that. I will outline them with a liner once I've done them, but I need to let them dry first. I need to try and make the cat look more cat-like, because right now he looks a little bit like Top Cat. Don't know if Top Cat was is Top Cat for everyone, Matty? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It looks like TC. Officer Dibble. Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. Benny, was it Benny?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I'm talking and I'm not supposed to be doing too much talking. Right. So what I'm doing is I'm putting some hearts on here, like this, and I'll do those all the way around this bottom part. Yeah. Oh, that one got away from me, but I think I need a little bit of water. Just to make my paint move a wee bit more. So these are going to be down this bottom section. I'm going to do some let's go black again. Here it is. Oh, just going to put some black on my palette. I think randomly I might do some kind of spades up here. A really weird angle. But I think you understand what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to paint a spade. It's been a long day. Yeah. I'm going to do spades on here. And I'm probably going to leave in there because you can't see that much. On here, what will I do? I don't know. I'll maybe do some more hearts. And then once I've done those sorts of things, I'm going to be taking some gold. And once I've finished fixed TC's face, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put some gold on this around these edges of each of the plates, just to give it a bit of bouginess. And I'm just going to be putting that on with my finger. So I'll go put my hearts, my spades and my gold on the edges. And then what I'll do is I'll come back once I've tried to work out what to do with Top Cat's face, okay? Okay, today has been literally a marathon, and you know that way when you're in a hurry and you've not got any time, and I just seem to take forever. If this had been a normal kind of thing, I'd have spent another probably 3 hours on this. However, it's done to the best of the video's ability right today. So what did I do to finish it off? You pretty much saw everything. I glued, I had a lock mould. It's not quite even dry. It hasn't been sealed. And it hasn't been sealed for a reason, because the temperatures have dropped so cold in the stable that I'm going to have to wait till tomorrow until the temperature rises, or spray seal it when everybody leaves the stable tonight, so, or the studio. So this is it. I managed to make them look a little bit less like Top Cat. Martin thought it was those black lines in there, so I fixed that. So this is just a whole load of engineered old crockery that nobody wanted anymore, that I already had. I didn't have to buy. The rabbit was broken, didn't have to buy that, and I had the candlestick, and I just put it together and made this. So you could do it with all sorts of things, ornaments, like just old ornaments, and see what you can put together. Could be really interesting. I mean, I really enjoyed it, and I didn't think it was that difficult to put together. The cuff needs, I think, a little bit of work. I think I would have liked to have a nice piece of vintage ribbon, or a piece of what are you doing, Matt?
I'm trying to get that.
Oh, he's like
if you wanted to show
oh,
that.
I was going to show you. This was one I started the other day, a cuff, and all I did is I kind of hand drew. Did I hand draw? Yeah, I drew these myself, and I just carved into them. And then what I was starting to do was paint them all in. And then what I thought I would do, because there's a kind of almost repeat, is cut them in half and make 2 out of it. But that's what I did, and I just dyed it with Florence paint and then wiped it away. So you can do lots of other things, and I think this one's quite feminine. I like this one. I like how it came out. I'm just thinking it's a little bit boring. So, you know, things to think about. Candles I love. I just love those. I just love this one. It's so kitchen bougie. It's really nice. Oops.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just so nice. And these are an absolute star. They're lovely. I'm going to take both of these into my house. Not so much this one because they won't shine through, but because of the opaque one, I'm going to get those sort of little string of fairy lights and pop them in, because I think that it'd be really nice lit up. Even maybe in my bed, beside my bed. Oh, there's enough going on up there. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed today. It's just little things that you can make it, I mean, or adjust. I mean, I had a lot more ideas, but I just ran out of time, like clocks that I had. I've got a kind of plastic starburst clock, and I was going to get a vintage man in the moon, put it in and paint it navy for maybe a kid's room. There's loads of different things you can do that you can make yourself. You just need a little bit of paint. Stare at the item for a little while and then go, I know what I can make out of that, and see what you can put together. I think my mum will like this, so I think I might give it to my mum. I think my mum, on our channel membership, we've just done this picture here, and I was thinking of my mum today and thinking my mum would absolutely love that. So if you feel like getting on board with our channel membership, that's the kind of things we do. So that's it for today from Made by Marley. I hope you enjoyed it. I promise there's furniture next week, and there'll probably be furniture now until next Christmas. Anyway, Martin, do you have anything to add?
I will add something.
Oh, what are you going to add?
Well, it's just
I'll sit back.
So you and I were talking earlier, weren't we? And we were saying that a well-made, handcrafted gift is just so much nicer than just something you bought on Amazon, you know. And I know I always like something like that, you know, because it says so much, doesn't it? You know, it's done with love, isn't it? You know, it's done with thought. It's like personal for you because they know you so well and all those kind of things. You know, it's like
I think it always means a little bit more if somebody's gone and made something.
So that's what I wanted to say.
And I mean, I do it. Martin and I do it. We go to craft fairs and buy handmade items to give to other people for Christmas. You know, at crafts, you know, markets. So why would you not craft your own thing and do it? There's no reason why you can't. Anyway, we're going to go. I think by the time this video comes out, we will have hit 11K.
Yeah.
We got 1,000 subscribers in the last 3 weeks.
It's just gone absolutely crazy. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you
can't
so
tell you
much.
what it means to us, you know. Amazing.
We really, really are grateful. And my last thing, because this is kind of long, but I just want to say it is, the comments that you leave are so lovely, and I do read them all. But it's getting to the point now that I'm at 11K, that the comments are so many that I'm just getting overwhelmed between the YouTube comments, Facebook comments, Instagram comments, just so many comments to answer, and it's just me that answers them. And I don't know if you've noticed on YouTube, I've been a few weeks behind because I have had so many. So I'm kind of cut back. I'm going to give you a heart and maybe a short thing, but I've got to the point now where, and I will read them all.
We read every single comment.
I will read them all. And if you're asking a question, of course I'm going to respond. But it just takes up so much of my time. It must take about 3 hours a day to answer emails, comments, private messages. And that's not to say don't message me, because I love to hear from you. Obviously, if you're a private member group and all these other things, and you're, you know, like, I'm gonna answer you, but it's just that it's getting to the point where I'm like, oh, well, this is tough. So I'm just I want to go into the new year feeling slightly less overwhelmed. So, and it is overwhelming to think that people want to message you and send so many lovely messages. Right, I'm definitely going this time. If you've liked this video, give us a like, give us a share, give us a thumbs up, and do not forget to subscribe. And there's two more videos before the new year, isn't there? Yeah, 2 more videos before the new year, and then we're into the new year. And I think the Pantone colour of the year is a sort of grey beige. It's a sort of chocolatey beige. It's actually really nice. I can't imagine me painting with chocolatey beige, but you don't know. You never say never. Can put a lot of colours on brown. Anyway, lots of love, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Jingle them bells and frolic. Oh, by gosh, some stolly. Eggnog, gin and tonic make Yuletide gay and jolly. Same procedure every year, I just can't get enough. I drink till Rudolph reappears, a toast to him, that red-nosed dear. Jingle them bells and frolic, it's the best day of the year. Come fly with me now, Rudy. I'm loaded. I count the hours and minutes till the last week of December. For me the Christmas spirits flow as early as September. It's the best of seasons, come and raise your glass and sing. No need for other reasons. Glory to the newborn King. I drink to Santa and his helpers too. Here's to mistletoes and here's to you. Jingle them bells and frolic, come, let's sing and dance and cheer. It's the best time of the year, the best day of the year. Yes, it is the best day of the year. Hear, hear.